If you're a homeowner here in Gatineau, you definitely know that feeling, right? You see heavy rain in the forecast and your first thought is the basement. Well, that anxiety is real, but it doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to talk about the single best defense against a flooded basement, a professionally installed sump pump.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your basement actually protected from the next big storm? It's something every single one of us has to think about, especially when those skies start to turn gray.
You know, the threat of a flooded basement in our region isn't just a possibility, it's a reality. It's really not a matter of if water's going to find its way in, but when. And that's exactly why having a solid plan is so critical.
Let's be clear. Water is, without a doubt, the #1 enemy of your home's foundation and its overall value. Even a tiny bit of water can kickstart huge problems, like mold, serious structural damage, and some really expensive repairs.
Okay, but the good news is there's a proven, reliable solution to this whole problem. Let's dive into the most essential defense system you can get for your home, the sump pump.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, a sump pump is actually a pretty clever, simple device. It sits down in a pit at the very lowest point in your basement. As the groundwater rises and starts to fill that pit, a little float switch kicks on, activating the pump. And just like that, it pushes all that water safely out and far away from your foundation. It's like having a silent, automatic guardian on duty 24/7.
But here's the catch. Just having a pump isn't enough. Not even close. Its effectiveness, whether it actually works when you need it to, comes down completely to the installation. And believe me, it is way more complicated than just dropping a pump into a hole. Think about it this way. A professional installation means you get the right size pump for your specific home. The pit is dug in exactly the right spot, and the water is piped away correctly, all up to code. But a DIY job? Oh man, that's a gamble. You could get the wrong size pump, put it in the wrong place, and end up with a total system failure right in the middle of a downpour.
A real professional service like Plombier Gatineau follows a super meticulous process. They don't just guess. They start by assessing your home's unique situation, then they design the right system, prep the pit, install the pump, route the discharge line, and, this is key, they test the whole thing rigorously to make sure it works perfectly.
So who do you trust with a job this important? Let's talk about a trusted local expert right here in our area, Plombier Gatineau.
These guys have been serving the Outaouais region for over 12 years. Now that's more than a decade of them learning the ins and outs of our local soil, our water tables, all the stuff that really matters here. And in that time, get this, they've completed more than 5,000 jobs for local homeowners. That is a serious track record. It shows a level of trust and reliability that's been built one dry basement at a time.
And all that hands-on experience? It really shows in what their customers have to say. They've earned an incredible 4.9-star average rating from the very community they work in every day.
And this is absolutely crucial. They are fully licensed and insured. With a proper RBQ license, CMMTQ membership, and full insurance coverage, you're completely protected. It's total peace of mind when they're working on your property.
I love this quote because it really gets to the heart of who they are. They're not some faceless national chain. These are local people who live right here. When you call them, you're literally calling your neighbors for help.
All right, I know what you're probably thinking. Let's get down to brass tacks and answer some of the key questions that every homeowner is going to have.
Okay, the big one. How much does it cost? Well, a basic install usually runs between $800 and $1,200. If you add a battery backup, you're looking at maybe $1,500 to $3,000 or more. For timing, a simple replacement is quick, maybe an hour or two. A brand new system takes a bit longer, like 3 to 5 hours. And is a battery backup needed? Yes! It's so strongly recommended because think about it. When do power outages happen? During the biggest storms, which is exactly when you need that pump the most.
So, with all this info, you can finally take that next step to protect your home, and you can do it with total confidence. And the easiest first step is to get a free quote. There's no obligation at all, and it's the best way to figure out exactly what your home needs. You can just grab your phone and give them a call. The number is 819-317-0262.
And when you call, you're getting their full commitment. We're talking about service that's on time, pricing that's upfront and honest, and quality work that's guaranteed for a full year. Plus, they promise to leave your home absolutely spotless. It's all about your satisfaction.
Look, at the end of the day, your house is the biggest investment you'll probably ever make. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: isn't it time to finally give that investment the protection it truly deserves?